The porn star, the prostitute, the gambler, the novelty plunger salesman.
Let me demonstrate for you.
Characters in the first batch of Paul Thomas Anderson movies. A filmmaker who arrived in Hollywood guns blazing.
Parker!
P.T. Anderson's early films are emotionally driven. Their goal is to manifest and capture characters passing through emotional landscapes.
I'm not gonna cry.
And Anderson uses aggressive formal techniques in the process. We're going to look at 7 different filmmaking elements that Paul Thomas Anderson uses to lock the audience into the emotional experience of his characters. This video will cover Anderson's first 4 films.
I would say that's that, Mattress Man.
We'll tackle his later work in part 2.
Now get the f*** out of here, pervert! Didn't I warn you? That's that.
Paul Thomas Anderson's movies are full of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. In other words, viewer discretion is advised. Remember to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to stay in the loop.
And if he's worth being hurt, he's worth being painted. When the sunshine don't work, the good Lord being raining. And that shit will help you solve the case.
Story.
Okay, whatever that meant. Sure, it's real helpful, Ice-T.
P.T. Anderson's early work focuses on characters at low points of their lives. They are people who are striving for something, like fame, love, and closure. They come from broken homes.
Dad, you need to be nicer to me.
Go to bed.
Where families are discarded.
It's me, Claudia. It's me.
What do you want? Why are you here?
But surrogate families are born.
Good night, Annie.
Good night.
Glad you came by.
She's a wonderful mother, you know. She's a mother to all those who need love.
Anderson grants these characters various levels of success in their search. Eddie Adams rises to stardom.
Wow.
But crumbles under its weight. Barry Egan overcomes crippling anxiety when he meets his other self.
Confusion, say. DJ just says confusion or Confucius.
The ensemble in Magnolia are put through an emotional catharsis of biblical proportions. As we consider these stories as a whole, Donnie Smith sums it up best.
And the book says we may be through with the past, but the past is not through with us.
If you want to craft a story like P.T. Anderson, focus on characters from fractured families at their lowest points.
You prick.
And push them through extreme emotional events towards catharsis.
I have a love in my life. It makes me stronger than anything you can imagine.
To learn more, check the description below for a link to our blog that covers Anderson's directing style with techniques and scene studies not covered in this video. Our second subject, production design. Because Anderson's stories focus on families, domestic spaces are often used as their settings. Houses, apartments, kitchens, motel rooms, bedrooms. Remember, characters are defined by their environments. So, what can we learn about these characters from their surroundings? Barry's apartment lacks color and personality, as does Officer Jim's. What about Linda's massive closet? Or Claudia's dark and gloomy living room?
Gosh, your neighbor's real worried for you.
Consider how much we learn about Eddie from the decorations in his room. Beautiful women, fast cars, Bruce Lee. This is more than obligatory set dressing. When Eddie goes on to get beautiful women, a fast car, and becomes a martial arts actor like Bruce Lee, we understand that this is the life he always wanted. It's more than characterization. It's foreshadowing. If you want to use production design like P.T. Anderson,
Action.
decorate the living spaces of your characters to match their personalities.
And this is confidential.
And use these domestic spaces to humanize the characters and give the audience a direct emotional link to them.
I trusted him.
To stumble across the pudding, it's just tremendous how most people don't look. They don't look at the fine print, Lance. Oh, my.
Color.
Okay.
Color is one of the quickest and most direct methods to communicate emotion to an audience. In these early films, P.T. Anderson uses color palettes that reinforce the emotional status of his characters. Despite the neon environments of Las Vegas and Reno around him, Sidney is a blank slate, an inscrutable character, and his emotions never quite reveal themselves, which makes his black suit and tie the perfect color palette for him. Punch Drunk Love is a romance in Technicolor. A love story where filmmaking technique pushes the mood and tone into a hyper-real fantasy. Color is everywhere in this film.
That wasn't good! You're dead!
From the lens flares the kaleidoscope interstitials.
Can I have the listing for D&D Mattress Man?
Here we go.
Bright fluorescence. The saturated primary colors in Barry and Lena's costumes.
And bye-bye.
The emotions and colors are large and exaggerated.
What's your name, sir?
Like the characters themselves.
Shut up! Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up!
If you want to approach color like Anderson, modulate the tone and emotional temperature of your scenes with color. For moody and dramatic, go muted and dark. For vivacious and ecstatic, go saturated and bright. Make sure to check the description below for a free ebook where we provide countless examples that explain the science of color to inspire your own projects. Our next subject, cinematography. Perhaps the single most stylistic element in P.T. Anderson's early films is his moving camera. It can be subtle and reserved.
What?
Or aggressive and flashy, including whip pans, Dutch tilts,
You're back again, huh?
dolly shots. But the key thing to point out here is that Anderson's camera is often emotionally motivated.
You're not gonna piss a pool.
I don't think so.
Tracking shots are used to capture the frenetic energy backstage, or the deadened rage of a jilted husband. The tracking camera is as cold and detached as its subject. But the camera technique Anderson uses to really capture emotion is the push-in. These movements can be slow and nearly imperceptible, or they can be unnaturally fast. It all depends on what the character is feeling at that particular moment. In this scene, Jim is left out of the conversation about the crime scene he discovered.
And where are they?
They are not to be found.
She's got $600 and a large box of condoms next to the bed.
She was real belligerent.
3 wedding rings.
This subtle push past his colleagues to find him alone solidifies his isolation, and we are allowed to share that moment with him. If you want to approach cinematography like Anderson, use camera movement like tracking shots and push-ins to lock us into the character's state of mind.
It's a real film, Jack.
It feels good.
You made it fly.
Let's move on. Editing.
You know, this is a film I want them to remember me by.
Anderson's greatest strength in editing is actually his restraint. The moments he chooses not to cut. Anderson loves long takes. Anderson uses these long takes to let the character's emotions come through to the audience without interruption.
Welcome back from the break.
Let's look at this scene from Magnolia. Frank has just come from a rather abrasive interview where his integrity was called into question.
And if I want to get to the bottom of who you are and why you are, then I think that your family history, your actual family history, this is important.
What is your f***ing question?
Why would you lie, Frank?
Time's up.
He tries to shrug it off, but fails.
How'd you guys like those nachos? Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, you were not here for the fucking food.
And we watch him fail in a single take for nearly 3 minutes.
Isn't that because we do bad things, don't we? We do horrible, heinous, terrible things. Things that no woman would ever do.
Without editing, we hold on this character during this moment of emotional crisis.
I will not apologize for what I want. Okay. Now go to your blue booklets right now. I want you to turn to page 18 in your blue booklets. Bullshit! I want you to go to your white books. That's what I want you to go to. Go to 23 in your white books. How to fake like you are a nice and caring person.
Hi, is this your first time calling?
Yes, it is.
In Punch Drunk Love, Barry paces his apartment.
Sure.
He's on the phone with a sex line operator. The camera stays fixed in the room and simply pans back and forth. We are a fly on the wall.
Would you like to talk to a girl?
Anderson understands the intimacy of this moment.
If I can just have your credit card number followed by the expiration date.
And he doesn't intrude with editing close-ups into the scene by showing us this moment from one camera position. We are made to feel like we were in the room with Barry. The emotional connection has a chance to develop naturally.
And your billing address and the name as it appears on the card.
So if you're editing like PTA, find moments that allow the character's emotions to take center stage.
But you see what I'm getting at?
And let the camera roll. In our blog, you'll find a breakdown of the scene from Hard 8 in which Anderson edits for suspense and character development. Another way P.T. Anderson connects us to his characters emotionally is with sound. Specifically, during highly stressful situations, he ramps up the tension with a chaotic soundtrack. In Boogie Nights, in the middle of a tense drug deal, a character lights firecrackers, keeping both Eddie and the audience on edge. In Magnolia, Claudia is jittery and bouncing off the walls, with music blasting,
Yes, hi, hello.
overwhelming the scene.
I'm sorry, I had to get dressed. What's wrong?
Okay, first of all, you're gonna have to turn down the music so we can have a conversation.
But it is in Punch Drunk Love that Anderson pushes the sound design to extremes. Barry is a highly anxious person with an extreme temper.
Stop fucking treating me this way. Give me your fucking number. I'll fucking kill you. You want that?
Listen to this moment as he kicks in the stall door. The sound is distorted, adding a bristling texture to his rage. In this scene, Barry's stress levels hit a peak at a family birthday party. His predatory sisters have pushed Barry into a literal and emotional corner.
I don't remember that.
Yes, you do. You're calling you gay boy and you got so mad.
What's wrong with looking at you? It's a free country.
I just feel like I would be a little tense, and I don't think I'd act like myself.
Can I ask you a serious question? Did you ask Walter to get you a shrink?
Are you gay now?
I don't know. I don't know.
As the camera slowly traps Barry against the wall, the sound is multi-layered and oppressive.
Come on, gay boy, it's time to eat.
Who's he gonna be? I don't know. He's like, maybe he's just worried that we're gonna give him a bunch of shit. He said he wouldn't come if I brought it.
Until...
What the f*** is your problem? Barry! God damn it!
Music. Music also guides our shared emotional experience with Anderson's characters. Each soundtrack for these early films has its own personality and flavor. Hard Eight has a jazzy swing to it. Boogie Nights makes you want to boogie.
Just know it. Ricky Springfield, the body of mine.
'Cause it's not going to stop.
Magnolia is driven with resonant ballads by Amy Mann.
No, it's not going to stop. So just give up.
And Punch Drunk Love captures the chaos in Barry's head.
That must be nice. That must be really, really, really...
No, it's terrible. What's the pudding for?
That's something else. Can we get pancakes?
Yes, we are.
And the romance in his heart. These two modes guide us through Barry's internal and external worlds, creating what composer John Bryan called an unreal musical.
There's a piano in the street.
It all starts when Barry finds a discarded harmonium in the street. His connection to the instrument blends the diegetic and non-diegetic music, creating a cohesive interplay between his blossoming emotions and the sweeping score. The main theme begins light and playful, before soaring into rich and classically romantic melody. And we can't forget the inclusion of He Needs Me.
All right.
Lovingly borrowed from one of Anderson's idols, used in Robert Altman's Popeye.
But I do.
But he does.
Performed by Shelley Duvall. Anderson knows the power of music, and in these early films, he uses it as deftly and purposefully as his camera. So how does P.T. Anderson build films that connect the audience to the emotional experience of the characters? His stories center on characters at low points, searching for surrogate families. His settings are domestic and designed to fit the characters. His use of color is directly related to the emotional temperature of the scene. His moving camera is emotionally motivated. His long takes give the characters uninterrupted moments of catharsis. His sound design kicks into high gear during stressful situations. And his music directly taps into the emotional heart of the characters and story. Check the description to find all the links to the free resources we mentioned throughout this video. Which of Anderson's characters do you connect to most of all?
How's work? Business is very food, thank you.
What's very food?
What's that?
You just said very food.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say very good.
Share them in the comments.
Hey, this is Dean Trumbull for The Mattress Man.
And let us know which filmmaker we should cover next. Check the description for a link where we dive even deeper into the technicals with shot list and storyboard examples from P.T. Anderson's movies, as well as a collection of his music videos.
Beyond the point of no return.
The Studio Binder blog offers numerous articles and videos about filmmakers and auteurs like PTA. That's it for now. Stay tuned for our exploration of PTA's later work in the next video.
I'm finished.
So, Jack, what do you think?
This is the best work we've ever done.
Remember to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to stay in the loop.